Yo, it's Lexi S, Brunson, editor-in-chief of Copyright Magazine, and today we are at the Juneteenth celebration with mural artists, local artists, gallery artists, and educator Vedale Hill.
Thank you.
How you doing today, sir?
Good, nice and warm.
Listen, we want to talk to you about this mural project you have out here on Locust and MLK.
Yeah, so we got a mural that we did that the public actually helped out with. So we had about 100 people come out and stencil with us, and we created a Juneteenth border for the intersection of MLK and Locust, right by the police station, the library, and the BP, Fast and Friendly. So it's gonna be here as long as the Wisconsin weather allow it to be, which last one lasts about 8 months. So we're looking at around that time, a little bit longer.
So this is the second time that you've actually come out and doing a Juneteenth mural in this location. So how did this kind of get precipitated? I mean, this is not the norm for Milwaukee, so what has shifted?
Well, I mean, with the unrest and people just not having the shit they used to dealing with in the African American culture, there has to be a shift. The answer is to pay more attention to African American culture, to our history, and being honest about it. So with it now being a national holiday, we're actually trying to show that visually, and a visual reminder beyond just today, but for any day anybody uses this intersection to think about Juneteenth, think about how far we've come as African Americans, and people can participate in that and take pride in that process.
Absolutely. So I want to talk about that participation. So you guys actually had community members stenciling the different symbols out there, and so I've noticed in your work it's always about community. You like to get the community involved, especially when you're doing public art. Why is that?
Well, because they take ownership of the work. I mean, most of the stuff I create publicly isn't my art per se, it's our art. And if we're all participating, we take pride in it, maybe someone's less likely to do something negative near or around it. Young people can take pride in doing something that's gonna last and use a legacy, and we're gonna do this annually. And the whole idea is that they take pride in it and they can really use these artistic skills as young entrepreneurs, because these stencils that they're using are the same methods you can use to create t-shirts, create clothing, and do your own art.
So I have grown up in Milwaukee just like you have, and obviously Juneteenth has had a bad stigma for a very long time, but now I see an emphasis in the last 2 years of it actually moving forward, being a positive thing, a thing that is not just for the Black community but for all communities. So if you look at it, do you think that the impact is happening at an appropriate level, or do you think it's a band-aid for what's really going on in our community and our country?
A little bit of both. I mean, a win is a win. And I think for us to have a positive time together and highlight African American history and culture and entrepreneurs with all the vendors out here, we're talking about public health, we're talking about economics, we're talking about all the issues that are being addressed, and there's vendors here to address those things. So you have the option to address genuine issues that we deal with daily at a festival like this. And I'm part of the reason we had the negative stigma when we was younger. But to be honest, it's shifted because we're shifting. As a culture, we're doing better economically, and as young entrepreneurs, our generation, we're raising the bar, and hopefully the next generation does the same, and so on and so forth, until we're in a good place in our country.
So what can we expect from you in the future contributing to this kind of narrative?
Oh man, I just want to provide opportunities, genuine opportunities for artists and young people to express themselves, stay out of trouble, find ways to put money in their pocket, put clothes on their back, food on their tables, and I'll continue to do that through Giselle's Art Studio, through Vidale's Art Studio, through my specific art practices. I hire local, I work with local people, these are all my people, and we're gonna grow together.
So we want to just thank you, Vedale, for taking this time to talk to us. I mean, you have to, because we've been one of your greatest supporters for a long time. So we like to see it, we love to see it, and support the locals.